It's been an update, Jaguar family, but I want to give a breakdown of everything that's happened since I stopped blogging. And I guess the first thing I would like to really talk about is the Jaguars lost Calvin Ridley to free agency to the Titans. As fans, we don't really get to process it. Um, he was only here 1 year. He had 1,000 yards. He was this big, pickup for the Jaguars, and it didn't work. It didn't work, man. He did good for what you know. He did good for being out a year of football. Sadly, he wasn't the number one guy that Jaguars had hoped he would be. He was kind of a smaller receiver, so he didn't get to, he wasn't jump balling a lot, and he wasn't just purely dominating people. He had great speed though. He really did, and Jaguars lost him. They also lose Zay Jones, so they do resign Josh Allen, which is really good to see for Jaguars off-season to resign one of your, 17 and a half sacks. Good Lord. I mean, just a monster. But the Jaguars had their offseason. Gabe Davis they pick up. And I thought that was a pretty good move. Darnell Savage from Green Bay. And they go in the draft, first round. They take Brian Thomas Jr. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched Florida State versus LSU last year, and I had no idea that Brian Thomas Jr. would be going to the Jags. I'm a big Keon Coleman fan, so when I watched that game, Coleman looked like Randy Moss. 3 touchdowns. He dominated the game. So I will admit I didn't notice LSU as much. I know they're a great team, and I watched him. He is really fast. He does look like he has all the tools to be. He could be a really good pickup. That day, Keon Coleman, he shot. I'll be honest. And Malik Neighbors, who got drafted to the Giants, got shut down by Ronaldo Green, who also was from Florida State. They just had a loaded class, and we did pick up Jerry Jones, so I thought he was a little bit better than Ronaldo Green as far as the man-to-man, but they really are two good man-to-man cornerbacks. So Jags take Mason Smith in the second round, get a D tackle. I know a lot of people wanted cornerback, and they take Jordan Jefferson from LSU. I had no idea watching that Florida State LSU game that we would be drafting so many LSU guys, but then I did my research. Matt House, who is now the Jags defensive line coached at LSU, so he saw these guys up close and personal, and it makes sense. It really does. A lot of people either like our draft or don't. It's kind of one of those gotta see it on paper to. I mean, you got to see it on the field. I mean, it's so hard to know how good the Jaguars draft was. I know they did pass up on a lot of good players. A lot of good players got picked in the draft. So, I mean, I think they Jaguars kind of had a strange offseason. A lot of Trevor Lawrence questions. Did we get better? It sure looks like we got better on defense. Offense, we didn't really address the offensive line, and that was very interesting. We did draft Javon Foster, I believe his name is, and he's a guard. Is he a guard? A swing? He's a swing tackle. They got a swing tackle, so looks like they're running back the offensive line. They did get Mitch Morse to send out of Buffalo, so it's really hard to say what the Jags are gonna be in 2024. A lot of questions. I mean, I love Christian Kirk. They did pick up Jarvis Landry, which is interesting to me. He might make the team. So the Jags, they add a lot on defense, and Mike Caldwell gets fired. Bring in Ryan Neeson. I'm gonna make another blog about the Jags' defensive direction that they're going in, and it really seems like he got a lot of the blame for the last 5 games. And I know a lot of us thought it was more on Press Taylor, so that is very interesting to me as well. And Jags had a wild offseason. We're now heading in the mini count. Did we get better? Did we get worse? We won't know this until the season starts. Sorry I haven't been putting out as much content, and I'm definitely gonna pick it up a lot more. Now that we're into the off season, where we're going into mini count. We're now in mini count, and we're going into preseason or regular season. So we got hit with a lot, Jags fans. I mean, we were 8-3, coming off of beating Pittsburgh. Our season just fell apart. We went from winning one more game, first place in the division, to questioning Trevor Lawrence. Defensive coordinator gets fired. Houston just going from nothing to now they're the favorite to win the division. Colts had a good draft. This is a big year for Jacksonville. This is a big year for the Jaguars. More content coming soon. I think they did get better on defense, in my opinion. I do like Gabe Davis. He can go get the ball. He's a red zone target. I wish they would have did more on the offensive line and more to address the cornerback position. I feel like we do need more depth on this team. Christian Kirk got hurt last year, and a lot of guys that we thought were strong at receiver, they wasn't able to step up. That could be due to reps. So, let's see. We'll see, Jags fans. I am excited for the season, and I feel like our energy's changed though. I feel like the Jags were so hyped last year coming into the season, and now it's like we're still hyped, but we almost got humbled last year. I mean, a lot of us thought we were going to the Super Bowl. Let's just be honest. We thought Jags were going to the playoffs, make a run, we definitely thought they would win in the division. I would have bet damn near the house on that. So we fell apart at the end, y'all. We did. We took big hits. And, Jag Nation, chime in. Houston Texans have came up, and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, props to them from getting out of that hole, but they on our ass. And we did beat them the second game. And, CJ Stroud had a crazy year. Can he repeat his success? It's a lot of questions, division-wise and everything. So, more content coming in. I think they had a solid off-season, if I had to. But chime in. Tell me what you guys think.